A short hike is one of the cutest outings available on the Nintendo Switch right now. It's a shameless mix of Animal Crossing, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Journey. And yeah, it's every bit as good as that sounds. Playing through the game, it's very clear where the inspirations came from. The colors of the terrain, the animals and their voices, and even the interactable variables like digging spots, fish, and hittable rocks are all very clearly taken almost directly from Animal Crossing. When it comes to the layout and interactability of the world itself, the game is very clearly inspired by Breath of the Wild. You can climb every surface, find hidden chests, and the lack of a map encourages pure exploration, in the same vein as this is a smaller world in which having a map would ruin the intrigue. There's always something to look at that makes you say, "Oh, what's that?" as you get pulled constantly from one landmark to another by your own curiosity. Much like Breath of the Wild, I find myself saying to myself that I'll just go see one landmark and then come back and explore the other one that I just saw too in the opposite direction, only to find more and more landmarks that perk my interest as I dive deeper and deeper into a rabbit hole of finding new things while forgetting about that other one I was going to go back and see in the first place. It all does come back around in the end though, and that's part of the beauty. A short hike also resembles Journey, both in its pacing as well as its upgrade system. As you progress, you collect golden feathers. Banjo-kazooie, anyone? And as you collect these feathers, you're able to traverse the terrain more by climbing, running, and even flying faster and higher than you could before. It's very gratifying, and it's been a long time since a game's upgrade system has satisfied me to this extent. One thing this game has that's unique, however, is its charming dialogue. The protagonist, Claire, is an endearingly sweet yet humorous bird? Or penguin? I'm not quite sure exactly what kind of bird she is, but I like to believe she's a penguin who can fly because I love penguins. Either way, I was constantly surprised by how funny and at times emotionally driven character interactions between Claire and the other characters of the world were. I don't want to spoil any of the dialogue, but just know it's a constant thrill that never ceases to surprise. You'll even get accessories to slightly customize Claire as you play, but the difference here is that every accessory you get is through some sort of emotionally driven scenario. Therefore, when I equip these clothing options, it always holds a sentimental value that brings back a great memory that I experienced earlier in the game. I really adore this. I don't think I've ever seen this in a game before. So, how does it feel to play a short hike? Well, to sum it up, this is possibly the most fluid adventure I've ever played through. Everything is responsive. Interacting with objects, performing actions, sliding through dialogue, moving around the environment. The feedback is instant for everything. There's absolutely zero waiting when playing this game. Even minigames don't take time to load in. They start right away. I can't express how fast this game responds to every single thing that I do. This is what every modern game should strive for, even you, Pokemon. No more slight hills that you can't climb or jump up in a 3D space. Everything is interactable in a short hike, just like in Breath of the Wild, and it's a standard every game needs to go by now. I do have a few very minor gripes, however. For one, when going back and forth from the main mountain to some islands out in the water, the camera has a tendency to shift in confusing ways. Second, is that all items are presented in a straight line in the menu and can be hard on the eyes to slide through and select what you need. Luckily though, there aren't that many different items to where this becomes a big issue. And lastly, the game is rather short, but that's both a good and a bad thing. The positive here is that I want more, and that says something about how great this experience was. I want to emphasize how this was pretty much a perfect experience. The small gripes I had were so minor and infrequent that they do nothing to detract from how seamless and captivating this game and world was to me. I highly recommend this for anyone who loves video games or to anyone who needs a first game to play since it's so accessible. It's a great example of an essential play for every type of person out there because it has elements of everything that makes a game fun to play. And with that, I hope you all liked the video. What were your thoughts on a short hike though? Did you like it as much as I did? Take some time to let me know all your thoughts down in the comments too. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. Before I go, I do want to take the time to thank my patrons. New York City is still stuck in a demotivating lockdown, and I really appreciate your love and support during all this. If anyone else would like to support me, I'll have the link to my Patreon in the description as well as at the end of the video. So, until next time, I will see you all later.